Well, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I'm out on the boat and it's maintenance time. I'm going away. I'm going to go 3 weeks down into the West Country. I live in Portsmouth and I'm heading down towards Devon and Cornwall, and I want to get this boat in top tip performance, making sure that everything that probably needs doing or will need doing in the future gets done. So there's loads of things to do. Clearly the service has got to be done. There's flushing of the seawater side's got to be done. The gearbox oil's got to be changed. What else are we doing? The exhaust hose is going to be done. Anode's going to be done. There's other few little misdemeanor little jobs that need doing. Screws need changing. The buckles on the canopy are getting loose. So loads of little things we've got to do. But today, in part one, we're tackling the exhaust. The exhaust hose is starting to show signs of cracks up and down the tube, which I'll give you a quick show in a minute. So, brought myself a new one. It's 90mm inside diameter, which is what mine is. So we're going to strip the old one out, offer it up to the new one, mark it out, do the cut. That's the plan. Now the answer is it going to come off the exhaust outlet on the engine or exhaust elbow, and is it going to come off the exhaust pipe at the very back of the boat? Now I know they can be challenging. I do know that. So got all my tools prepared. I've got one of those for undoing the worm clips, a couple of screwdrivers for just prising it off the actual mountings, that for doing the worm clip as well, a couple of clips to chop off as well, a Stanley blade if I've got to start just doing some minor cutting, and if it's really stuck on, then these are absolutely fabulous for tight places. If you can't get a hacksaw into it, these are brilliant. So metal cutting teeth, obviously if you've never seen this before, I'm sure you have, but they vibrate and you can cut along the actual pipe to free up the tension on the tube sort of things, and you can sort of prise away at it or just cut it off basically. I'm hoping we don't need this, but I brought it along with me. So let's go and have a look at the pipe. So for you that don't know, this is a Mary Fisher 805. Now they normally come with an exhaust box, but I've taken it out. It was just nothing but a pain in the bum. It was brittle and weak, they're expensive, and I just don't need it. So I've took it out. Yes, the engine sounds a bit more throaty, but I've took it out. So there's the exhaust elbow. Now that exhaust elbow is only, I think, a couple of years old, so I'm hoping that end, the pipe will be nice and easy to come off. Famous last words, isn't it? Really is. So coming through the pipe, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. Let's see if you can. So crack there, and it's starting to show signs of metal in places. There we go. It goes underneath the back of the transom, round there, and out the exhaust outlet there. So let's see if we can get the exhaust outlet off first, because that's the most difficult one and it's the most challenging one space wise. So let's get to it. Right, let's go and do this. Let's get this exhaust off. Right, looking at it, I'm not going to get the zap gun in, I don't think. Let's have a look. Let's just see if I can get it in there. Oh, I don't know actually. There we are. Oh, that one's off. Make sure it's... There we are. That was nice and easy. Makes a change. Right, let's see where that worm is there. Right, okay, it's just there. It's never easy. You've got to be a bit of a Houdini a lot of times on boats. Right, let's get that off. Let's undo that a bit more. Yeah, there we go. Sometimes having the old impact drivers and things like that, guns, it makes a lot of difference. Right, it's just going to come off. Right, it looks like it's going to actually. I'm just going to have to do a bit of jiggery pokery on the pipe back here. It's going to undo some clips and see if I can get the pipe off. It's just a matter of wiggling it. Let's see what happens. I think it's coming. It's just a matter of moving it to and fro, to and fro. Oh, it's coming, I think. Oh, there's water there. I'm going to get wet, aren't I? Oh, well, it is what it is. Nice and black and horrible. There we go, off. Now, I wasn't expecting that, folks. I really want a bit of blackness just around there. I should clean all the faces up before I reinstall. But that's one end off. Let's go and get the other end off, eh? Now, that end's come off. The other end should absolutely fly off. It's only been on a couple of years. What's the bet? It is rock solid. Anyway, let's see. Right, let's undo the worm clips. Right, moment of truth. Is it going to come off? I'm going to undo some clips here as well. It's holding the exhaust down just to give me maximum movement. Right, here we go. Do you know what? I might get a screwdriver behind that just to give it a prize. That is one on there, I think. I mean, that is the hottest part, so I won't be surprised if it is stuck on there. But we're gonna. This is going to be a bugger. I knew it would be. If one comes off, the other's definitely going to hold on, that's for sure. Anyway, I'm going to have to get the camera out of the way and get into it. Okay, so it's not coming off too easy. So we're going to get the tool in and try and cut this. I think I'm going to have to remove the blade to a different angle. So I'll just do that now. Well, I've managed to get a screwdriver behind it now, so I'm just going to ease it down, giving it a light tap, breaking it away. It's slowly coming, not going too mad with it. I'll get another screwdriver in there just to help prise it away. Not going too mad. And gently just ease it around bit by bit. You can see how weak this tube is, look. There we go. Another light tap. Pull that one out. Yeah, it's coming away now. I can feel it release. Hopefully it might come out. Yeah, it's moving. There we go. There we go. It is now, hopefully, you can see this, it's off. Let's move the camera around so you can see it. So it's now off. I shall clean the mating surface in a bit. So it's just a matter of pulling the exhaust out, laying it on the ground, and we'll measure it all up and then do the cut and reinstall. Well, there it is, folks. There's the exhaust. So we're going to get the new one, lay it alongside, measure it all up, and then do the cut. So there we go. I've laid the pipe out on top of the old one. And what I've done, got a bit of masking tape, masked it round so it gives me a straight line all the way around the tube. So when I cut it, I'll get a nice straight line. Because you can wander with this stuff. It is an absolute nightmare sometimes. So I'm going to cut it with an axle blade and go through it, because you've got metal inserts that obviously keep the pipe to its diameter configuration, and like so. It takes a bit of cutting, but we'll get that done, and then we're going to get it back in the boat and offer it all up and get it all fitted up. Right, time for cutting. Just going to follow the line of the tape, or best as. Ooh. Nice and slow. Making sure. Yeah, I've hit the first bit of wire. So making sure I'm still good on the old tape. Right, let's move that bit of wood. There we go. There we go. Oh, there's a bit of wire there. I think you can see this. Let's just bring the cable around. There we go. There's the wire. So I'm just going to get some pair of snips and just snip that off. There we go. Now I'm just going to make it a little bit closer. There we go. There we go, one straight cut. So, we'll put it back in the boat, but before we do the refitting up, we've got to clean all the surfaces up that it's going to make back to, and a spare bit of tube. I mean, it might be good for someone at a boat jumble, small length, you never know. And there we go, Nautilus Marine exhaust. Right, so I've cleaned up the surfaces on the exhaust elbow and exhaust outlet using a wire brush just to take off the worst, and then I've used 80 grit emery cloth just to give it a little bit more a finer clean. It's all clean, there's no sort of raised points on it or any bits of rust that's sort of stuck to it. It's all nice and flush. I know it still looks a bit dirty, it is clean, ready for mating the exhaust. So let's get the exhaust, get it back in the boat and get it all mated back up. The good thing about it, it is fairly flexible, this pipe. Just a matter of getting it in position. Right, just a matter of feeding it around. I'm going to take this tape off first though, so it gets a good grip to the clamps. It's always finding the end, isn't it? That's the hardest bit. Right. Let's get the Stanley knife and get that cut off. Yeah, that's that gone. At least the clamps will grip in quite nicely. So it's just a matter of feeding it through to the location you want it. For me, I've got to get right down here and feed it through. Now, it's never easy, is it? That's for sure. It's never easy. Oh, Jesus. Right, they're both on now, both the clips are on. So that's done, all clipped up. One way on the clip and the other side. So they're alternates. So you get a nice grip around the pipe and a nice seal. So that's that end done. Just the exhaust end to do, or the exhaust outlet to do. At the very back, Can't see it, can you? It's under there. And then it's just a question of laying the hose down there, clipping it up, and we're all good. But there we are, folks. A simple install of a marine wet exhaust. Can be tricky at times. It's all about getting the right tools, getting set up, and importantly, being a little bit flexible, because you're certainly going to need it in a boat, that's for sure. All done. It's all cable tied down. It's all fitting lovely. I can't try it at the moment. We're on the hard stand, but we'll give it a go when we get the next opportunity. So thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. It's part 1. Part 2. Don't know what I'm going to do next for part 2. Loads of little jobs, but I'll tell you what I'll do. I will flush the seawater side of the engine. We'll show you that. Part 2 will be that. See you next time. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget, push the button to subscribe so you don't miss any episodes whatsoever of boat maintenance and fishing if you're into it, fishing. See you next time.